Hello, my name is Alyssa. Today we are recording at the plant farm and I am going to teach you all how to make a beautiful hand-tied bow similar to the one that we have made for this wreath. Hand-tied bows are absolutely fabulous for this time of the year. You can add them to anything, your gifts, wreaths, decor, and even poinsettias like this one. So today I have this beautiful 6-inch poinsettia that we grew here at Creech Greenhouses. And I think a bow right here would just make this the perfect gift for somebody. So the supplies that you are going to need, you will want a wired ribbon. I prefer to use this wider, but you can use any range and width. Just keep in mind that that's going to affect the size of loops that you would like to make. You'll also need some wire that you can use to secure your ribbon together. For me, I'm going to use a pick, that way I can stick it into the poinsettia, but for a lot of your decor needs, you're not going to need that. And then lastly, just a nice pair of shears that's going to cut through that wire, nice and easy for you. So I'm going to start by getting a nice long string so that I can work with the ribbon really easily without having to pull at that spool. And I've cut the end here to a diagonal. I get the most out of this ribbon by cutting each end diagonally, and it looks very nice, especially when you match the ends like on the wreath here. So this first section that you choose is going to be the length of your tail. That's this little part that hangs down. So I think for this poinsettia, we don't need anything too long, maybe about here. And I'm going to make this little tiny loop and scrunch and pinch right here. This loop is what I like to call the belly button. It's going to cover where you put your wire to secure your bow together and make it really nice and cute. I have a single-sided ribbon, which means as I go, I'm going to have to twist and adjust so that I always have this shiny, nice, pretty pattern on the outside of my bow. So first, I have it right where I'm pinching it, and I'm going to twist the loose ribbon and make my first loop down. And I come back up to that center part each time. And I'm going to twist again to have that pretty outside. Now it's really important when you're making bows that the loops are going to be the same size. So I use my finger as a marker by touching to where I'm pinching and putting it inside the loop. And that helps me adjust so that I can get that perfect sizing. And I am going to continue this pattern up and down. Typically, you want to do anywhere from 3 to 4 loops, but if you have something very, very large that you're wanting to make, or if you are wanting to have a very, very full bow, you'll just add more loops onto it. And each time I go up, I kind of measure and make sure that I'm keeping that same length. That consistency is going to be your friend in this. And let's have a cute 3 bow this time. So I'm still pitching at that center point. That's where I want that wire to kind of take the place of my fingers. So I'm going to cut a length of wire and twist it right around that same spot. Now you'll notice that both my tails are currently on the same side, and this one has the inside pattern showing. So all I'm going to do is pull it to the other side here, and that's going to make sure that I have a tail on both sides and that it's keeping that beautiful pattern on the outside. And I'm gonna pull them down, measure, and do another angle cut so that they are fairly even. Now, I can take that stick that I'm going to use to place it and wrap it and that green wire that I was using around. The magic really happens when you fluff it. You can see where we want to cover up that wire in that belly belly button piece really does that. I always grab from the center to kind of get that 3D effect. For that, we need to cut a pretty belt for this poinsettia out of the same wire. So I'm tying it up over the lip of the pot so that it's not going to slip and slide anywhere. It dresses up your poinsettia quite nicely. And now I can place that bow right in there and start to fluff it out by grabbing from the inside of the loops and pulling them in whichever direction looks best to get a nice, beautiful, festive bow. Now this poinsettia is ready to go as a gift for the holiday season.